Thanks for joining us. I'm Jason Zimmerman. Brown County members and C-Rice are working to finalize the details of a long-awaited lease agreement to relocate the coal piles along the Fox River. The lease agreement must be approved by September 15th. While several involved in the negotiating process are happy about the tentative agreement being reached, it's just the first step of many. Green Bay City Council President Brian Johnson says it could take several years before a visible change is noticed at the Midtown site regarding the coal piles. The director of the Shipyard District says he's excited to see what developments come from the deal and the community having access to the waterfront.
Making sure, along with all of the private development, that there's a public waterfront development available for people to access it for recreation, for arts and culture. That's important too.
The plan is to deplete the coal piles rather than moving the material. Right now, there's at least 2 years worth of inventory at that site.